Welcome back. We're going to jump into the third quarter here, segment 3 of the podcast. So this year, we're going to get into letting Coach kind of give us a little bit of an update on what he's got coming in this year, some of the seniors and stuff, his expectations, and just kind of give us a little preview of what we got coming in. I know one of the things I was looking at, Coach, just looking over your schedule, your first game opening up November 14th at home. So it's good. It's a home game. You ain't got to go on the road right off the bat. You actually open up with three games at home before you go on the road to face Fort Payne. But you open up with runner-up from 7A State last year in Florence. They faced off against Hoover, and Hoover ended up winning it. But you open up with those guys this year. So if you could just kind of give us a little bit of an input into what you got coming in roster-wise. I know we kind of got into that just a little bit ago, but who you got seniors-wise and what you're looking forward to this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about this year's team. We've got some areas of real strength. I think the real strong point of our team will be our forwards. Our 4 and 5, I think I would stack up against anybody. And Keandre, Yancey, and Trey Bright, both are big guys, 6'6", 6'7", strong. You know, Keandre looks like he could play football in the SEC. Big old strong kid. And Trey's a kid Keandre's a senior. Trey's a kid that's a junior. And we really were able to plug him into a lot of places as a sophomore, and he helped us. And I think he's got a really, really high upside. And then our guard play, we graduated a whole bunch of guards. We have a couple that played a good bit last year that are going to be really important to us. Izzy, Faulks, Isaiah is going to be really important. He's a left-handed guard, really, really shifty. He knows how to play. He's strong built, shoots the ball well. He's really important to us. Taliq Saint he's a young guy too. He was a sophomore last year that played for us. Really good football player that unfortunately got hurt and has sitting out some of the football, but he'll be back in time for the end of football season. But he's a really athletic kid. He's really tough, great defender. Can get to the rim as a point guard for us. So he's an important piece. We have Jacoby, who was kind of a role player for us last year. He's a senior. Who's going to be really important to us. I don't want to leave any of my seniors out. I think that's it. We've got Brian Hernandez, who's a really important glue guy as a senior. I think the key thing for our group is going to be to our guards develop. We graduated all those senior guards who are big and long, and we're a little bit shorter at the guard spot. But I think we've got good basketball sense, and they're pretty good basketball players. We had some guys in JV. McKinnon was a really important kid for us. We have several of those little young guards are going to have to play well. So I think that's going to be the determining factor about our ceiling this year is how our guards develop.
Yeah, and with them already setting under you under one season and kind of seeing kind of how you run things and stuff, that should help a lot too, knowing that you're coming into that. So that should help there. So with that, opponents wise, what are you looking to this year? I know you got some pretty tough, like we brought up. Of course, Florence is on there. You've got them, but then you got, of course, in your region, you've got Huntsville as that one you got to face as always. And then I looked at some of the tournaments and stuff like that. You've got Tuscaloosa County and Spain Park on there. You've got Thompson as some pickup games in there that are not necessarily your region, but just some games that you're picking up throughout the season. So, are any of these in here? Any of those you want to kind of give us any info on what you're looking at there?
Sure. I think when you build a season, you definitely want to build some games that'll stretch you you want to win every time you play, but you really want to be stretched. You don't want to just play teams where you have the advantage of every game. I think you mentioned some good ones. I think Spain Park should be a good one. I think Thompson will be a really good one. They've got a 5-star football player who's a big old kid who's going to be challenging. Yeah. And they've got some good guards. We'll be playing McGill-Toolen down when we go to UMS-Wright, and they're in the Final Four often. And so I think there are a bunch of those games, and every time we get to play, up here we've got our natural rivals in Gunnersville and Arab and Boat. When we get to play those guys, it's going to be a big game every time we get to play. We're happy that we've got both Plainview and Sardis. They're going to come to us, and we've been kind of trying to get some of that local flavor back. And so we're excited to host those guys. I think they'll be good games. I think Plainview's going to be a good team this year.
Oh yeah.
So this will be a fun year. I think we're going to get challenged. We play you at Trussville, who we played last year. when we're up at Athens. So I think we have a good mix of teams where we should have a pretty good chance, and we have some teams that are really going to push us.
Okay.
And so I think it's a good schedule. Obviously, we have Austin there somewhere in the middle, and that was, we thought that was going to be our cross region. The AHSA kind of got in there and messed up our cross region thing for a minute. I guess they fixed it. I liked it better the other way. So we have a lot of good games, and we're excited about them. But hopefully it's set up to where we're going to be playing good basketball by the end.
I got you. Okay. So with that, is there any goals or anything like that right now that the senior class is already kind of set for this year, or have y'all even discussed that yet or anything?
I think for us the goal is always going to be to win the county tournament. That's an important thing at our place, and we want to be in the final game of the area with a chance to win. And I think if we can accomplish those two things, it gets us back to the Sweet 16 with a fighting chance, and we'll see what happens. In order to do that, we're going to have to really, really develop because the teams in our region, particularly Sparkman and Grissom, are both a lot better. They had some young guys last year. Now, I thought they were more athletic than we were, but we were probably a little bit better basketball players. And I think when you're playing against young guys, naturally they're going to progress. And so they're going to be better basketball players this year. And so we're going to have to really play well to give ourselves a chance to be there and be in that top two in the area.
Okay. So as of coming through the summer and stuff, and what you saw with summer ball and all, are there any guys that you're really seeing right now that are kind of stepping up and being those team leaders and kind of taking that role so far going in?
Yeah, I like our leadership of this team. I think they're a little more vocal than the guys we had last year who were really, really good players and great with action. And I've been encouraged by Izzy, Faulks, and Keandre, Yancey, and their leadership. In those younger grades, you got some guys like Britt Carroll who are just grinders, and they'll get after it and they'll work. So I think we've got a tremendous leadership group, and you got guys like Taliq, who's our point guard, naturally a leader. He's just learning. He's finding his voice. When you get to play at a high level when you're young, sometimes you're almost forced to be quiet because the other guys are so much older. Now that he's getting older, he's finding his voice, and that's really important for us. So I've been really impressed. Our guys really work in the weight room. We've got unbelievable facilities, and our weight room's world class, and they're in there working. And the skill time that we get during our basketball period has been good. And so I think we're at a good place right now. But we got a long ways to go.
Okay. So you kind of touched a little bit of some of your younger guys. So what are you seeing coming up with your freshmen and JV guys? I've got a son that's a ninth grader, so I know a lot of those kids that are coming up. So what are you seeing coming up through the years ahead? Kind of projecting out the future for Albertville basketball.
Well, I hope some of them grow. Got a lot of guards. We've got some eighth graders that are tall. We don't have a ton of height coming. We have a lot of guys that are really committed and good basketball players who are learning how to play and get after it. And I really like my coaching staff. I think those guys do a great job of developing players. And I think we've got good groups. We've got good pieces. There are certain guys in each grade who are really going to help us put together a good team. And with with some of the potential changes to our classification coming, that could be helpful to our chances going forward. But regardless, I like the way our guys work. We have them all together every day, the 9th through 12th graders, in this off season, and I think that helps us develop the skill. And those guys have really put in a tremendous amount of work. And we'll see who develops. It's gonna be who wants it, and who grows. That'll probably be the two things that we'll see.
Is there any of them in that 9th grade or 10th grade class you would say to kind of keep your eye out on coming forward in the years ahead that may be on the freshman team or the JV team this year that you'd kind of spotlight to kind of say, hey, this may be somebody to see in the years ahead?
We've got a couple 8th graders on our 9th grade team that I like. I hate to shout them out as 8th graders, but big long kids. Our JV group has a couple athletic kids that really are able to get to the rim and play and provide a different look than what we have on our varsity team right now. They're more like what we had last year with big long kids, which I like. And our freshman group right now is just, there are a bunch of them that are all pretty good players, and that's pretty fun. Because if you can get a group like we had last year where you have a bunch of seniors and they all can kind of play together, I'm really excited about that group. So I'm excited about the future, what's coming. In today's era where we had 2 freshmen move out on the first day of school to go somewhere else, I hate to shout out players with give targets to other people, but I think we have some kids that we're really excited about, and we're excited that we get to work with them every day.
I got you. Yeah, I know I've watched a lot of these boys growing up that are the 8th, 9th, 10th grade, because they were right there with my son growing up and watching them play in all 3 sports. And that's a very athletic group right there, all bundled together. So a lot of potential there. So other than that, I guess unless there's anything else you want to kind of add for your preview for this year, if there's anything you want to kind of throw out, we'll end it there. Is there anything you got?
No, I don't think so. We're excited about this year. I think we're going to put our best foot forward and really get after it.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to it. We're going to try to get out there to get some games and get some footage of it and everything. So we'll reach out to you when we're coming out and maybe try to catch up with you after some of the games and stuff like that. But definitely try to catch some of your big games, your area games and stuff like that.
Well, we'd love to see you. Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll call that. That'll be the buzzer there at the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll get ready to move into the 4th quarter here and go from there. Appreciate it.